Good morning, students. How are you today? I hope you're doing fine amidst this pandemic. But as they, but as they say, never stop learning because life never stops teaching. But before I proceed, let me first introduce myself. I'm Ma'am Chin Puyod, and I'm going to be your TLE teacher. And for this quarter, we're going to learn dressmaking or tailoring. Are you ready? Yes, you're ready. And for our first lesson, which is entitled Use of Sewing Tools, I am expecting you students that you will be able to identify sewing tools and equipment. Okay, let's begin. Identify sewing tools and equipment and their uses. Sewing equipment, different tools are used in garment construction. The skillful use of the different sewing equipment will help take body measurement and drafting pattern with accuracy and speed. Success in sewing calls for the right tools at the right time. All tools must be appropriate in a proper order, and one must know how to use them to save time and produce the best result. This lesson will provide knowledge and skills of the different tools and equipment which are necessary in sewing. A complete set of sewing tools and equipment are presented to help the students work faster. So these are the measuring tools. For the first picture, it is a tape measure. A tape measure is a flexible measure device used in taking body measurements. The front has the measurement of 150 centimeters and 60 inches on the other side. Fiberglass tape is commonly used by dressmakers. For the second picture, it is a sewing gauge. A small ruler with a sliding guide. It is about 6 inches long. This gauge is used for measurements at hemlines, buttonholes, and areas where the other small measurements require checking, such as pleats and tucks. The gauge is usually made of metal or plastic. The third picture is a ruler. Rulers measuring 12 inches or even 18 inches, either clear or solid. It is a useful tool to have for measuring and drawing straight seam lines and cutting lines. It also aids in connecting lines. A clear ruler is also a good tool for marking buttonholes. Next picture is an L square. The tailor square or L is used to transfer measurements to the draft pattern. It also divides the garment into the desired measurement. It has perfect squares and is useful in making straight lines and numbers. It can also function as a tape measure. It has two arms connected perpendicularly. A, the longer arm is 24 inches long, and B, the shorter arm is 14 inches long. The next picture is a French curve. This is used to shape the depth of the neck hole and armhole of the pattern. Now let's proceed to cutting tools. Cutting tools are instruments that serve well if properly maintained. Sharp cutting tools make clean cuts and well-defined notches, and they do not damage fabric. On the other hand, dull tools slow the cutting process and make your hand and wrist tired easily. Sewing cutting tools should not be used for other household tasks. Cutting tools must be sharpened regularly, and the joints are oiled occasionally for better use. For the first picture, it is a bent-handled dressmaker shears. These are made of quality steel and hold a sharp cutting edge. The blades move easily and cut smoothly along the entire length, and the points should come together. Shears have the length of 7 to 12 inches and are satisfactory for most apparel fabrics. All steel scroll-plated shears are for heavy-duty cutting. Stainless steel blades and plastic handles are fine for lightweight fabrics. A serrated edge shears give maximum cutting tool. It is used for synthetic fibers and slippery knit. We also have pinking shears. This is popular in zigzagging or scalloped edge or for seam finishes. This is used to finish seams and raw edges and to create decorative edges on many types of fabric. It cuts a ravel-resistant edge. This is not satisfactory for straight cutting. We also have the cutting scissors. First, we have trimming scissor. It is 3 to 4 inches long. It is used for trimmings, ripping threads, and sniping slashes. We also have embroidery scissor. It has 4 to 5 inches finely tapered blades. Both points are sharp for use in working with fine details in delicate fabrics and embroidery work. So ito yung ginagamit para sa pagbubot. We also have buttonhole scissor. This is intended for making buttonholes. So ito yung nagbubutas o binubutas nito para gumawa ng butas sa ating botones. We also have thread clippers. Thread clippers are a handy little spring-loaded cutting tool that allows for the sniping of threads. These clippers are specifically used to snip threads and they are not designed to cut fabric. So, ito lang napuputol sa ating hilo. Sa ating pang mga wordings, tagaputol sa tigputol og hilo. Next, we also have seam ripper. Seam rippers are specifically designed for ripping out stitches from seams, either as a result of an error or during alterations. They should be used carefully to prevent damage to the fabric. So this is the seam ripper. We also have a rotary cutter and mat. It is an adaptation of the giant rotary cutter used by the garment industry. It works like a pizza cutter and can be used by left or right-handed sewers. The rotary cutter is available in different sizes with different blades. When using a rotary cutter, work on a cutting mat to protect the blade and the cutting surface. So if you're going to use this rotary cutter, you're going also to use the mat para protektahan ang cutting surface. Then, we have the marking tools. Marking tools are required for transferring pattern markings to garment fabric pieces and for making alterations on garments. To start with, we have a chalk pencils or dressmaker pencil. This is available in white or pastel shades. This chalk pencil is used to make fine lines in fabric. It has an erasing brush at one end. So, to doodle my brush, so this is, as you can see in the picture, this is the chalk pencils or dressmaker pencil. We also have a liquid marking pen. Liquid marking pens come in two types. There is one that washes out and one that fades after 48 hours. Those that wash out should not be used on fabric that show watermarks. The mark should be removed before pressing the fabric. We also have tailor's chalk. This is essential as a marker for use on materials. Tailor's chalk is available in a range of colors and is removed by brushing. So, ito yung commonly nakikita natin pag nagpapatahi tayo sa tahian. Ito yung commonly nakikita. Mostly, kulay nito is orange. It is one of the marking tools na ginagamit ng mga sewers. We also have a wax chalk. This is available in black or white and is used for wooden fabrics. Wax can be removed by pressing. Then we have the tracing wheel. There are two types of tracing wheels, those with a serrated edge and those with a smooth edge. The serrated edge wheel produces dots on the fabric and is suitable for most types of fabrics. The smooth edge wheel is the best for delicate fabrics and unlike the serrated edge, will not pierce more delicate fabrics. The smooth edge will create a solid line. Next, we have the dressmaker's carbon paper. Dressmaker's carbon paper, also called dressmaker's tracing paper, is a specially waxed carbon paper that transfers the tracing wheel's markings to the fabric. A color of tracing paper should be chosen that is close to the color of the fabric. So, in the picture, we have the green, the white, the yellow, the blue, and red. Tracing paper have different instructions. Therefore, the instructions for the particular brand that is purchased should be followed. We have the pinning and sewing tools. To start with, the pin cushion. A pin cushion holds the straight pins and needles while working to prevent accidents. So, dyan yung tutusok yung mga pin. Kasi may foam yan eh. Pin cushions. Next, we have the hand needle. Used in making temporary stitches and buttonholes. Sizes of 7 to 10 are for general hand sewing. Next, we have sewing needle threader. It aids in putting the thread to the needle. It consists of two parts, the handle and the wire, as you can see in the picture. The end of the wire that is away from the holder is folded. Place the folded wire of the needle threader through the eye of the sewing needle. So, kung pasmado kang tao, ito yung gagamitin mo kapag di mo masyado makita yung butas o may pasok yung thread sa butas ng karayom. So, ito dapat yung ginagamit. Next, we have the thimble. A small hard-pleated cup worn for protection on the finger that pushes the needle in sewing. So, di po yan sombrero na isang duwende. Ito po ay isang thimble. Pinapasok po siya sa daliri para protektahan na hindi matusok yung daliri pag nananahi tayo. So, mga bata, hindi po siya sombrero ng isang duwende. Gets? Okay, let's now move on to the materials. We have the fabric. The fabric is the cloth used in making garments. The plain cotton fabrics, flour sack or katcha is the most appropriate material for beginners because these are very easy to handle. So that is a fabric. Kung sa ato pa ng pinulungan, tela. Now, let's move on to the thread. The thread is used in assembling or constructing the parts of the garment. Threads vary in sizes. Heavy fabrics need stronger threads. Threads should have the same color with that of the fabric used. So, kung sa ato pa ng pinulungan, muna siya atong natawag og hilo. Okay? Gets? Any questions? Any clarifications? None? Then now let's proceed to the types of sewing machines. Well-selected sewing machine is essential for achieving good results. It should be used correctly in accordance with the job requirements. First, we have a lock-stitch sewing machine. This is usually used in homes and sometimes in school. This is also called domestic sewing machine. It is run by foot and may also be converted to electrical power machines. So, ito yung itsura ng sewing, lock-stitch, sewing machine. Ito po siya. Number 2, we have the high-speed lock-stitch sewing machine. This is sometimes called straight stitching machine or industrial sewing machine. It has automatic lubrication. It is used by tailors and dressmakers. So, ito yung high-speed lock-stitch sewing machine. So, makikita mo yung pinagkaiba ng dalawa. We also have number 3, over-edging machine. Other companies call it small machine. It finishes the raw edges of the pattern for construction. Over-edging machine. We also have the embroidery machine. This is used in making fancy stitches and in making different kinds of embroidery stitches in fabrics for the barong Tagalog, pillowcases, linen, and other and other novelty items. So, ito yung ginagamit na machine para sa pagbuburda o pag-design na inyong mga shirts. Yan, as you can see in the picture. Nagbuburda siya ng shalang. Isi-select yun dito yung sa machine. Isi-select nila kung anong gustong design sa tabi ng machine. Tapos, may ipipress sila dyan. At yung machine na ang magbuburda, nilagay yung cloth. Tapos yung machine na yung magbuburda. Next, we have a buttonhole machine. This is used in making buttonholes on garments. So, yung word is buttonholes. So, ito yung tagabutas ng ating mga cloth para meron tayong botones. Kung merong buttonhole machine, we also have a button attachment machine. This is used when in attaching buttons to the garments. So, ayan. Pinapasok na yung botones. Ito yung itsura niya. Mas madali yung trabaho, di ba? Of course, we also have double needle machine. This is used in the construction of the different kinds of clothing, especially for the inseam, outseam, and side seam. And double needle to. Yung double needle machine. And of course, number 8, we have bar tacking machine. This is used in reinforcing the opening and closing of pockets. Bar tacking machine. We have two major parts of the lock-stitch sewing machine. The two major parts of the lock-stitch sewing machine are the upper and lower parts. The upper parts is composed of head, this is the head, is the complete sewing machine without a cabinet or stand. The arm is the curved part of the head containing mechanism for operating the needle. Of course, the bed is the flat portion of the machine, and beneath is the feed dog where it is mounted, and the shuttle and the lower thread are placed. This is the bed. Again, the upper parts is composed of head, arm, and the bed. We also have the parts of the sewing machine in the arm. We have spool spin, thread guide, thread take-up lever, press bar lifter, tension, needle bar, needle clamp, presser foot, needle, bobbin winder, stitch regulator, balance wheel, belt, stop motion screw. So here it goes. We have the arm, the head, and the bed. So parts of the sewing machine in the arm. Spool spin is the thread holder. The thread guide keeps the thread in position. The thread take-up lever releases the thread. It interlocks with the bobbin thread. The presser bar lifter moves the presser foot. The tension controls the looseness and tightness of stitches. The needle bar holds the needle in place. The needle clamp holds and tightens the needle. The presser foot holds the fabric in place while sewing. The needle is a slender tool attached to the needle clamp used for sewing. The bobbin winder controls the bobbin while winding thread. The stitch regulator checks the length of the stitches. The balance wheel sets the mechanism in motion. The belt connects the balance wheel to the drive wheel. And stop motion screw hinders moving when loosens and starts. So you can take picture from this, or you can have for your own documentation, for your own copy, you can take a picture in the screen. So we also have parts of sewing machine under the bed. We have the feed dog, moves the fabric while sewing. The truth plate is the windows of the feed dog, and it is where the bobbin threads come out. This one. For number 3, slide plate is a movable plate that covers the shuttle and the bobbin case. Number 4, shuttle holds the bobbin case while sewing. This one, under the truth plate. Number 5, bobbin is a metal spool for winding thread. This one. And number 6, bobbin case holds the bobbin. This one. There you have it. The lower parts of the lock stitch sewing machine. The lower parts of the sewing machine are the cabinet and the stand. The cabinet has drawers and the screw of the hinges for the attachment of the head. The following are the lower parts of the sewing machine and their uses. We have the band wheel crank, pitman rod, belt guide, belt shifter, dress guard, treadle, legs, and cabinet. So this is the band wheel. The band wheel leads the balance wheel through the belt connection. The band wheel crank moves the band wheel. The pitman rod holds the treadle to band wheel crank. The belt guide holds the belt to its place, this one. Number 5, the belt shifter removes the belt from the wheel, this one. The 6, dress guard protects the dress from the wheel, this one. The treadle is where the feet are stationed to drive the band wheel through the pitman rod. This one, this is called treadle. Number 8, the legs support the cabinet of the machine. And of course, the 9 is the cabinet, this one. So any questions? Clarifications? None? Alright. Thank you so much, and for queries, just contact me in my number, 0950-4635-986, and for the link, http://www.guidef.com/elearning, or just click that for your own copy, or so that you can rewind this video. Thank you.